Can we talk about this for a second? Okay. Hey guys, it's Sammy, and today I'm going to be doing a review of The Crown by Kiera. This is the 5th installment in the Selection series, and Selection series is my baby. I don't know why. The writing style is just... it's something that is a lot different from other books that I found. I don't know why. It just draws me in so much. I can't stop reading it. I read this book in 5 hours, I guess. It just sucked me in, and even though I only gave this story 4 stars, which I'll get into in my spoiler section of this book, I still really enjoyed this. So here's the non-spoiler section for all you people out there that haven't read this book yet. I would not recommend watching this video, especially if you have not read the first 3 books in the Selection series. Spoilers, people. Spoilers all through it. I mean, if I even said the name of this character, it would be a spoiler. If you have not read the Selection series by Kiera, the original 3 books, the Selection, the Elite, the Wand, leave right now. Right now. I can't even... No. I would also not recommend this if you haven't read The Heir. I mean, The Heir and this were they could have been one book. I mean, all of Kiera books could be one book. All 3 of these books could have been one book. But even if you haven't read The Heir, I would still just go, please. I don't want to spoil you. I really don't want to be that person. But hello, if you've read The Heir and you've read the original trilogy, hello. So The Crown was the continuation of the story of Evelyn Shreve and her quest to find love through the Selection, but with 35 male suitors. So to all of you that have read The Heir, you would have noticed that The Heir was centered around really Evelyn becoming very cynical to very open, or well, not very open, but more open than she was in the beginning to the end. And this book really developed her character a lot more. So if you were like not a fan of Evelyn, like I know a lot of people were like not loving her, not really liking her, this book really changes that. Like I was a little iffy about her in The Heir. I was like, I don't know if I really like her. But this one really changed that for me. I felt way more connected to her and just way better overall. The character development was great. Where this book was the downfall for me, not the downfall, but where I was a little disappointed from this book was that it didn't center so much around the love that I loved in the original Selection trilogy. It centered a lot around politics and the system that they're living in, and Evelyn making a lot of important decisions. On top of the political commentary that was littered throughout this novel, there was also a lot of undertones of specifically feminism, which I love. It's great. I mean, I love the promotion of feminism in novels, but I hated the one thing that not hated, but I didn't exactly like is that I could tell. Like, it didn't just come to me, like, I knew it was there. Like, once I saw what the author was writing, I was like, I see what you're pushing. And I kind of like when I finish a novel and I really think about it and it hits me that it was really promoting something that was good. I didn't like that I just read it and I instantly thought she was trying to send a message with it. But other than that, I really enjoyed this novel and I would definitely recommend it. The one, other than the political stuff and not focusing on the love, there was one thing that I really wanted to see in this novel that it just didn't deliver on, but I will talk about that in the spoiler section. So if you have not read this book, if you have not read The Crown yet, please leave. I do not want to be that person to you. I don't want to do that. So hello to people that have read The Crown. Now I'm going to be talking to you about the specifics of the novel and the conclusion, as well as some of the loose ends that I wasn't too happy that weren't really discussed in this. So I was a little... I saw the ending coming, so I'm going to explain to this in a little recreation here. When I was reading The Heir originally, I came across the part where Evelyn and Eric were talking about Eric's real name, which is, this is kind of funny once you see what I was trying to do, but it's Echo or Eco. So when I was reading that, I really wanted to know how to pronounce it because I really had some trouble with some of the names in this until I realized they were all just odd spellings of normal names like Aaron and Nina and I don't know, there were so many. Austin, There's more. Ian, Kyle, all the names were just spelled like Aaron was spelled A-H-R-E-N and Kyle with an I, and I don't know. I was like, you could just spell it the normal way, but I understand where it was coming from. But they really confused me at first. But that is beside the point. So I was trying to look up how to pronounce the name Echo or Echo, or I still can't pronounce it right. So I was looking that up, right? So I was on my phone looking up the name Echo, and I came across this page that had like how to pronounce the name, the meaning of the name, its origin, and all that stuff. And while I was reading this, I read the name meaning, and I kid you not, guys, I kid you not. The meaning of the name is peaceful ruler. Seriously? Really, Kiera? Really? Why'd you do this to me? I knew after I saw that, I was like, I don't have to read this. I don't even have to read it. I know who's gonna win. And I was so upset. I was just like, this is a spoiler. This is a spoiler. His name is Peaceful Ruler. Married. So let's talk about Married for a second. I know he was thrown in there just to spice up stuff, because when I was going through this, I was like, I don't know what they're gonna do, because it was going kind of smoothly, and I was just like, I don't know. Other than America's heart issues, this book really didn't have any spice in the beginning, so I was like, I don't know what she's gonna throw in. And then Married comes into the scene, and I'm like, so this is what's going to spice this up. So I knew from the beginning that he was simply thrown in there as a way to spice up the novel, and I just knew that right off the bat. So I was a little skeptical of him from the beginning. I knew that he was just gonna screw everyone over, so it wasn't surprised by when it happened. So after learning about him, I looked up his name, because, you know, after learning about Eric's name, I was like, she probably threw in another subtle hint, and his name means rebellious. You love throwing in those fancy names, don't you, Kiera Cast? So that really was interesting for me. So the book was predictable, but it's just, this book is a guilty pleasure of mine, and on top of all of that, it was still a really good book, but here's where my knockdown came, and I really gave this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and the reason why was, I was waiting this whole series, this whole duology, for someone to bring up Aspen and America's relationship. And it never happened. It never happened. I really, 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 really wanted it to happen. I really wanted Evelyn to have this like kind of conflict with her mom about this whole like cheating scandal. It was a cheating scandal. America was stupid. She was stupid. America wasn't my favorite. Loved Maxon, loved him to death. I loved Evelyn more than I loved America, because Evelyn made good decisions. America did not. But it never happened. Aspen and her were getting close with the problems with Lucy and their infertility problems, and I thought like it would come up. It would just come up. I mistakenly thought that Aspen would tell her, or it would slip at the very end. Oh my god. Okay. At the end, when Evelyn goes up to Maxon and she's like, I want to marry Eric. And I'm like, okay, this is great. We're going places. Yes. And then he goes on this big story about how he's had a traitor in the house for 20 years. And I knew there was still missing information about Lady Bryce, and I knew all of that, and I knew that was going to have to be resolved. But when he said that, I was like, yes! This is the moment that Evelyn's going to find out that Aspen and America had an affair. They had an affair, and I was just waiting for it because I wanted the outrage, but I knew there was only a little bit of amount of pages left, and there wouldn't be able to be resolved in that amount of pages, and I was just so upset. Like, I just wanted it to happen. I know that it would have been really, it would definitely have caused some turmoil, but I think it would have really been a nice twist into it. I don't know. That's the one thing that I just really wanted to happen, and I was kind of disappointed that it didn't happen, especially since this book could have been so much longer. It could have been so much longer. I mean, it was 277 pages. you could have thrown it in there. You could have done it. It would have been great. It would have been a nice spice up. I mean, she probably would have had another heart attack, and that would have been upsetting, but I wanted it to happen. But other than that, I really, really love the series, and I'm sad to see it go, even though I'm also kind of glad that she better not, at least. She better not throw in another series in this, because I thought it was over after these. And then now it's supposed to be over again, and if she makes more, I'm really going to be skeptical of her motives. And that's all I'm going to say on that topic. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next week, as this is my first booktube video. I guess I just kind of skipped over that, make myself seem more professional. I hope to be back very soon with a new video, and thank you for watching. Bye!